I know I speak for a whole lot of people when I say this, but goddamn is gaming different when you're an adult. I don't know how old everyone is watching this, but at least for me, it was such a confusing transition to make. What used to be my most fun and favorite part of the day randomly turns into some sort of weird chore that I felt like I had to do. You've probably already seen some gaming as you get older videos on YouTube, so I'm going to focus specifically on my experience climbing in League of Legends and how that's changed for me as I've gotten older. We'll discuss the differences in climbing as a kid versus now, how the transition into adulthood actually led me to quitting League of Legends and stop making videos on this channel, and what steps I took to renew my appreciation for the game and how you can do the same. If you guys are new here, I'm Raybees and I'm a solo queue therapist. If you guys want a free VOD review or solo queue therapy session, hit up my Discord. The main reason why climbing in League of Legends as a kid was so much more different and fun than as an adult is because as kids, we were living our lives in blissful ignorance. No bills, no responsibilities, no stakes. Legit, the most important things that used to matter to me back then were chasing girls, playing sports, and making league montages. This is the reason why kids, and even teenagers to a certain degree, all have that innocence and naivete about them. As much as they think they do, they don't know really fuck all about anything, and it's hilarious to see them going about their day convinced they have it all figured out. It's hilarious because I used to be that blissful idiot once upon a time. It's also why stepping into adulthood is so hard, because life finally breaks you out of that blissful ignorance and starts giving you dosages of how brutally cutthroat the world really can be. Amidst this very real problem of dealing with adulting, imagine trying to spend what little mental energy you have trying to rank up in a fucking video game. It's no wonder why gaming feels so much worse now than it used to be. It's almost like you're doing something that doesn't even quite belong with the rest of your adulting activities. It doesn't even feel the same anymore. A lot of young adults, here in the US at least, are either living in debt, paycheck to paycheck, and permanently disconnected from everyone. They don't have a sense of purpose in their lives aside from the ones that they're given to by their employer. With so much of our free time spent trying to escape this reality, trying to use that time to do something that's extremely hard like climbing in League can feel like a daunting and often pointless task. I don't know about you, but I certainly felt this way earlier this year. Climbing had started to feel like a habit from my younger days that was out of place in my adult life. Like it was the same as watching cartoons or playing with action figures at like 25 or something. As an adult, it seemed absurd to spend so much time and energy trying to rank up, whereas when we were younger, climbing in League was one of the most serious things in our lives. This is when I ended up taking such a long break from my channel. The older and older I got, I couldn't fathom having to invest so much time and energy to be grinding a fucking video game rank. But here I am making this video for y'all right now. So, what changed? What changed was the narrative I was telling myself about League of Legends and getting older. If you're a fully functional adult and you want to continue to enjoy League of Legends like you did as a kid, kill that notion immediately. That's your fucking problem. It took me a while to figure it out too, but the reason I was so miserable and trying so hard to recapture the magic of the old days was because I hadn't accepted the fact that those days were over and will never, ever return. I'll never be a blissfully ignorant teenager in high school again. I'll never be dependent on my parents for taking care of me again. I'll never care about impressing my League friends with flashy plays again. I'll never be that same person again, so what sense does it make to play League for the same reasons as that person? The trick to climbing or even gaming as an adult is to reinvent your relationship with the game. The transition into adulthood made you into a different person. Accept it for what it is. Because of your experiences, you'll never think like that kid again. And on the flip side, because that kid didn't experience the things you have, they'll never think like you either. Define what the game brings to you and your reasons for playing the game. For example, when I was 16 to 23, I cared about climbing because I wanted to show off to my friends and have them sort of revere me for how good at the game I was. For that version of me, my League rank was a large part of my self-worth, and so my motivations for playing it were centered around making myself feel good through the rank and the montages. Now at 27, to say things are a bit different would be an understatement. I work for some of the biggest financial institutions in the world, and I'm on a first-name basis with some of the C-suite executives from Fortune 500 companies. Imagine someone like that stressing about showing off his shiny new League of Legos border to his gaming friends. It's absolute absurdity. It was this line of thinking that eventually made me stop my master's climb earlier this year and also stop making videos on the channel. Because it all started to feel uncharacteristic and inconsequential. Like, why the fuck is someone like me worrying so much about this dumbass game in the first place? However, this notion changed when I allowed myself to define what League of Legends meant to me. Not the 16 to 20-year-old Raybees, but the 25 to 27-year-old Raybees. And the answer I came to was shockingly simple. I loved learning how to carry with Tryndamere. He's such a unique champion to play because he's fucking brain dead, so none of my mechanical flashiness means anything when I play him. However, he challenges you in a very cerebral way and rewards forward thinking, aggression, and good map deployment, which I've seriously grown to enjoy the older I got. 10 years ago I would have laughed in your face if you told me I got diamond for the first time by playing Tryndamere mid, but now I wear it as a badge of honor. In many ways, me being a mid lane Tryndamere main now is a perfect metaphor for growing up and having different reasons for doing the things you love. Before, it used to be Lucian and Yasuo so I could show off to everyone and get that external validation. Now it's Tryndamere mid and Volibear jungle because I love learning how to carry games with these champions and I genuinely love playing them. It's internal validation. As I've become a different person through adulthood, I've allowed myself to reinterpret the game as an adult, which gives me more satisfaction in playing the game again. So do the same thing I did and have a sit down with yourself. Acknowledge that you will never be the same person you were as a teenager, and so update your relationship with the game with the current you. And you know what the scary part about that is? For some of you, that might just mean letting the game go for a while. There are probably other things that are more important to you at the moment, and you don't have the time nor energy to be grinding away in ranked. And that's okay. The sad thing is, people would rather waste their time away and be miserable doing the thing that feels comfortable rather than doing something outside of their comfort zone and escaping that misery. Have that tough conversation with yourself, figure out what the adult you wants from League of Legends, and make peace with the decision you make. Thank you for watching, guys. I actually have a lot more to talk about on this topic, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll remix it in my upcoming video. If you stayed and watched for this long, drop me a like since it helps me with getting new people to watch my videos. Check out my other videos and consider subscribing if you want to see more psychological climbing content like this in your feed. Let me know how getting older has impacted you in your League of Legends climbing. What insights have you learned that you want to share with everyone else? Also, if you guys want daily VOD reviews and 24/7 access to me for solo queue therapy, coaching, or just general questions, hit up my Discord and see what program you qualify for. I usually give out one free session of something to get you started, so stop by and see if you like it. I'll drop a couple of interesting videos for you guys here. Both have completely opposite arguments for and against playing League of Legends. They can aid you in making the decision on how you should reinterpret your relationship with the game and how to be fulfilled with that decision for the long haul. I recommend watching both of them, not for my watch time, but just so you can have a generally unbiased opinion on both sides so you can make an informed choice. I'll see you guys there. Peace.